Can you hear me? Hopefully everything's gonna go well. Oh, okay, good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Alright. I had to think these through. At least there's no lag, so that's a good thing. Okay, so this is Gaming 101. Okay, so what are your questions? Because for the most part, for me, when it comes to the filter on the map, these are all the things that I have checked off. The auctioneer, bard for some strange reason, campsites, crafting facilities, crafting resources, enemies is a good thing, faction representatives. That's where you can acquire the goodies, depending on how high you are in your factions. Fellow person, leader, yay, leaders. And of course, item master, like the forger and such. Mob boxes is good. Oh, okay, I'm with you. La, 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 la. Okay, all of this, if you right click on your compass, it's your filter. Yes, it shows all the stuff that I have checked. I can either select them all or I can clear them all, and all I would see is the lovely background of the compass. And if I look to the map, you can do the same thing here. Because the map filters is not going to be the same as your compass filters. Because it always helps me when it comes to the faction leaders here. Because at a certain point... Oh my goodness, there's a delay. Okay, so there is... I always make sure, at a certain point, I did want to help myself, because as a hunter, you get to travel. At a certain point of the game, you can only acquire travel guides by purchase. And in order for you to purchase your rep, you can only go to the... Let's see, where is it here? Let's see, where's the feather? Okay, the feather's by the mailbox. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, there. I should be fine. Okay, so we're gonna go to level 1. Okay, girl, you run faster. Whee! Yes, run like the wind, bullseye. Okay, for the most part, as a free-to-player, what the horse does, in particular to manipulate the horse does become a teleporter. It becomes a cheat So you won't have to run all the way down and run all the way to find the staircase and run all the way back over there, run all the way back, and blah 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 blah. So within Minas Tirith, within this particular section, you have this group of ponies. Each pony brings you to a central part of the rings. But yeah, it helps you shortcut. But that's only in particular to this city. But you have the feather, which is your task bulletin board. As a free-to-player, you can only have so many tasks per day. Like if you reach your quota, it won't let you pick up or cash in any extra tasks. For instance, for me, let's see, where is it? Yeah. So for me, I actually had to buy the ability to turn in up to 10. But as a free-to-player, this is the only main way you're going to be able to acquire reputation. And reputation is all these lovely things. Especially if you're a hunter, you can only acquire your guide skills when you've reached a certain level within a particular faction that's within that region. For the most part, as you can see, some of these are not all the way filled. That means probably because I got lazy and didn't want to be satisfied. That, yay, I reached the quota, now I can get my guide, let's forget about building reputation. But when you do, for instance, reach a certain level within that faction, your reputation builds, that means you get extra goodies. Yeah. So the task bulletin board is a place where you can get quests, cash, reputation, if you're not able to hit up on somebody with a ring on top of their head. Okay, so for the regions, you can find that in your deed log. So there's particular deeds you can get based on who you are. Yay, we get them special. Because if you're an elf, or a hunter, or a particular part of the story that you pick, then you have your regions. The main chunks of the world, and those are the 3 so far. Eredor, that's all the way up until Moria, I think. Rohaven, that's the horse country. And Gondor, that's I think a place that I skipped. Let's see. Center Gondor, Eastern Gondor. Yeah. Yeah, this is when you've gone past horse country. Like for instance, you can filter it by reputation alone. This is in the starter area, where certain people would say your starter world, your origin world. That's for us, for, you know, our Lord of the Ring people. So I can check it up on reputation. So these are the ones that I have yet to complete. Now, these are ones I have been able to complete. And keep in mind, I have long forgot about these because they just camouflage themselves into the background. But yes, so you have these tabs here, and you have these bookmarkers here. This is for Bree. That's the Shire. That's the Edinburgh. That's the Lowlands. North Downs. As you can tell, I didn't, purchase this place. Same things for Trollshaw. So basically, as a free-to-play, you can go all the way up until the Lowlands. Then you start to pay when it comes to North Downs, Trollshaw, Misty Mountains, Evanston, Agmar, Florenshow, Eregion, Edenwath, and the Dunland. That's pre-horse country, in a way. Moria. Oh, Moria is part of Rovanin or whatever. If you don't pay, that means you have to go to a message board, or you have to do the old school way and just slay beasties to build up a reputation. I got to be 100 by playing the game for so long and by purchasing things along the way through the store. But maybe show the store later. But let's go to one of the places I've already acquired stuff in. Like for instance, reputation. Okay, apparently I didn't do much on that one. Adventure. Might take a while. He says these are some regular reputations. Items you can get. Let's go with this one. Monster play, I have no clue. I have not dabbled in that whatsoever. But I think it's the closest thing to player versus player for the game. But technically, from my understanding, you don't actually you don't get affected. Technically, for the monster play, you actually create your own monster character. Yes. When I have to, I am able to. But certain areas, if you need to go into a place, or if you want to acquire a certain item for some quest, and the easiest route would be to go into an instance, and he's like, oh, I can walk through this door. It's like, no, you can't, because you have to pay to get that instance. But for the most part, let's see, where are they? This is it? Where is this? Okay, yeah. So this is instance finder. Skirmishes. Okay, so most of these skirmishes, this can be free. I believe for the most part these can be free as skirmishes. But if you go toward the instances, that's where it's very specific. And mostly if you are a VIP, that means you always can access these. Other players? Well, technically for these instances, this isn't the player versus player part. Basically, this is when you can build up your crew, and that you're able to achieve one thing as a team. And you can build up gold, items, rep that way. That was one way I was able to gain some leveling done through the instance. Because here, like for instance, if you have 2 people in your crew, you can have size 6. That's depending on the particular instance that you're doing. Let's see. Yeah. So you can say like, oh, I'm going to have like 6 people on my team. But no, you're just 2 people. But this and